Alright, so this is going to be a quick little video on how to disable the forced frame generation or desync that this game implements. So, unlike Reddit retards will have you believe, it's not due to your internet or the game's servers as to why you get melted instantly or your bullets don't go where you shoot or bloom, or the fact that your game feels like, input laggy. It's for some reason this game disturbingly forces frame generation on its PC users, even if you don't have a frame generated or a card that supports frame generation. For example, I have a 3090 and I get forced frame generation. Now, a way to tell that you have this in the first place is if you enable the Steam FPS overlay. As you see here, it says FPS. It will switch to FG during actual gameplay. And I've played around with it quite a bit, and these are the options you want to enable or disable. So your game goes from like playing Black Ops 1 with horrible hit detection, dying around corners, all that bullshit Call of Duty shit, to an actual Battlefield game. So first and foremost, you want to turn off frame rate limiter completely. I don't know why, but this makes it constant. You'll be in a game and you switch from FPS to frame generation constantly, and it feels like you're walking on jello, except you're playing a video game in the jello. It's disgusting. Reflex low latency, you also want this disabled. In fact, just copy my settings here completely, but the reason you want this disabled, for some reason this is the only game I played. Usually you want this enabled every single game you play, single player or otherwise. Makes it just as bad as frame rate limiter does. Anti-aliasing, you want native AA in this game. You don't want DLSS, you don't want FSR3. Keep it at TAA, because if you switch it to off/unsupported, well, you'll gain about 15 to 20 FPS, as you see here. This also causes frame generation to happen at random times. So keep it at TAA, upscaling technique off, frame generation of course off. I mean, you're going to get forced frame generation anyway if you don't have these settings as is, but there you go. And then as for graphics settings and all that stuff, you can keep it whatever you want. I play on competitive settings. There is one more setting you want to change, and that's that for display. You want to keep it on, you want to keep VSync off. Borderless, full screen, I haven't really noticed, doesn't really matter. I play on borderless, you can play on full screen. More or less it fixes the issue. Now, I don't know why this issue isn't more widely talked about. I see it on Steam forums occasionally, and I'll see a couple threads about it on Reddit, but it's not as widespread as it should be because it drastically affects your gameplay having this on by default. Whereas with it off, it's a night and day difference. It actually feels like a Battlefield game, the hit detection and all that good stuff. So let me know if this works for you. It worked for me, and I tried a ton of fixes. I tried what all the Reddit retards were saying to do. None of it worked. Steam forums, some of it worked temporarily, but then it would revert back to forced frame generation. After playing around with it more, this is what works for me, and I just get constant frames per second. No frame generation. So yeah, have a great day.